In today's video, I'm going to talk about my trip to Broken Hill. I'll also show you some unique pictures that I've taken during the remainder of the trip, as well as the amazing features they've got there. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. For those who don't know where Broken Hill is, it is located 1,143 kilometers west of Sydney, in the far west region of New South Wales, Australia. Our trip began in Central Station around 7 AM, where we caught the train to Dubbo, which we then changed for a coach to complete the journey all the way to Broken Hill. The journey took about 19 hours to get there, 6.5 hours on the train and 11.5 hours on the coach. By the time we arrived at Broken Hill, it was 11 PM, which means it was 11:30 PM back home. Sadly, I didn't capture the full journey itself, but I did capture some of the scenery whilst on the coach. And unfortunately, there was no Wi-Fi on board, both on the train and the coach to Broken Hill. Halfway through the journey, we stopped over at Coba for dinner. We went into the Great Western Hotel and have some dinner. For dinner, I had fish and chips and I rated a 10 out of 10. As we're nearly at Broken Hill, we ran into a bunch of kangaroos, and here's one scene I captured where the bus nearly ran into them. We arrived at Broken Hill at almost 11 PM, and we changed for another coach that took us straight to the motel that we'll be staying for the next 3 nights. The next day, we hopped on a minibus and did a tour around town. The first stop of the tour was Junction mine, where we explored the mine itself and we even took photos of it. Next, we went to the Line of Load Miners Memorial, a memorial where the miners who lost their lives when they were working in the mines all those years ago. Then, we went to the Silver City Mint and Art Centre. Due to the strict policy they have there, I didn't capture the entire place itself. Shortly afterwards, we went to Silverton for lunch. We stopped at the Silverton Hotel where we sat and had our lunch. After lunch, we went to the Mad Max 2 Museum, which is close to the Silverton Hotel. Here are the photos I captured in the museum. Then we went to Mundi Lookout, where we explored and took photos of the place itself. Afterwards, we went back to the motel for a short break before heading off to Living Desert State Park, where we explored and captured the sculptures. We stayed at the park until sunset, when we all headed back to the motel. What a day! It was the last day of the tour, and we went to the Royal Flying Doctor Service Outback Heritage Experience, which is a museum that showcases the history and operations of the Royal Flying Doctor Service. Sadly, I didn't take any photos of the museum. Then we headed to town, where we explored the town itself, and we also had lunch there. About 2 hours later, we went to the Palace Hotel for a guided tour. The Palace Hotel in Broken Hill is a historic heritage-listed hotel known for its starring role in the 1994 movie Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Here are the photos and shots that I took. After visiting the Palace Hotel, we went to Coles to buy some food that we need for tomorrow's long trip home. Then we headed back to the motel for dinner and sleep, ready for a big and long trip home. It was home time and we woke up around 5 or 6 in the morning. We had breakfast, packed everything and left the motel. We then headed to the railway station to catch the 7:45 AM train back to Sydney. We arrived at the railway station and boarded the train that took us back to Sydney. By the time we arrived in Sydney, it was past 9:30 PM and I felt so tired after a long train journey all the way from Broken Hill. And that sums up the full vlog, although this is my first time making a vlog with commentary in it, compared to the ones I made recently. Also, I didn't capture much of the trip because I have family members in the shop which I don't want to show due to privacy. I have to save up space for a new photo or two, and in some places where photography is not allowed. So it's a shame that I didn't capture much of the trip. Despite that, I really enjoyed my Broken Hill trip, almost, because there's not as many people living in Broken Hill, and very few opportunities it has to offer, unlike bigger cities such as Sydney. besides the landmarks and attractions. Finally, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to stay tuned on upcoming videos and projects. And also, follow my other social media accounts such as TikTok or Instagram. The links are in the description below. I'm Pro. Thanks for watching.